So here again we see square roots of negatives. Remember, we defined the square root of -1 to equal I. So whenever you have this square root of a negative, like the square root of -81, you think of that as a square root of a -1 times the square root of the 81. And then the square root of the -1 you change to an I. So I is a non-real number that lets us continue with our work. Okay, so we're going to simplify over here. So this was off to the side. We're going to have the -7 plus the square root of 81 times I minus -5 minus the square root of 64 times I. And then the square root of the 81 is a 9. And the square root of the 64 is an 8. Okay. So once you've done that, all you have to do is distribute this minus sign right here. So you have the -7 plus 9i, and then you have minus -5, so that becomes plus 5, and minus -8i, so that becomes positive 8i. Then you combine like terms. -7 plus 5 is -2. 9i plus 8i is 17i. So I just stands for the square root of -1. It lets us continue on in our work and not be stopped, even though there is no number that you can multiply times itself and get a -1. In the real numbers, we can still continue on with our problem without being stopped by the square root of that negative.